So I just got back from seeing the Thunderbolts, man, and gonna be real, this movie was really good. This is probably one of the best MCU films as far as when they say since Endgame, it's definitely up there. It's definitely one of the best. I'm not gonna say the best, but since Endgame, if you're going by what has been coming out, this is one of the best for sure. Um, this film right here has a lot of heart. That whole team has a lot of heart, and we knew by the trailers that they were gonna be diving deep into these characters, and you know, this is pretty much a redemption story for most of these characters. And all of them are going through something. All of them went through something in their past and are going through something in the present. And they really go into different subjects, and it's the first time the MCU has done something like that, and they handled it perfectly. There were scenes where I got teary-eyed. One scene with Yelena and Red Guardian. Those two, that scene right there was amazing. Florence Pugh, I have to say, she was the heart and soul of this film. Loved her in this film. And Sentry Bob, you know, he was good. He was, I don't know. I don't know if I liked how he acted. Cause he was kind of like this emo type dude. I don't know, man, but he has a lot of problems also as well. And what they did with Sentry was freaking fire. I'll say that for sure. Sentry, I'll say this. I hope they don't downgrade his powers and downgrade what he can do, because Sentry, he's on another level. And the Russo brothers, once they get this team, and once they get Sentry, use him right. Please, Russos, use that man right, because Sentry is fire. David Harbour's character, Red Guardian, kind of annoying. He had a lot of moments where and they showed it in the trailers, where he was yelling and everything, very unnecessary, but this is what I expected from his character. He is the comic relief. But when there were serious moments, especially with, like I said, with Red Guardian and Yelena, they hit hard. And David Harbour, he gave a great performance. John Walker, that man right there, I'll say this. he is very unhinged. I'll say that, and he's an ass. He's an ass. And he's not very likable, but he's obviously going through a lot too. And they show us in the film what he's going through, and you start to understand why he's an ass. And I'm just gonna leave it with that. But I like John Walker. Ghost, honestly, Ghost was just I wanted more from Ghost. Ghost was just there, but she did her job, and I liked her. But she really, if she wasn't in this film, it wouldn't change a thing. Honestly, it would not change a thing. There were different uses for her powers and everything. They had use for her in certain situations, but all in all, she was useless. But I still liked her. And I forgot what her name is. Oh yeah, I forgot Bucky. Honestly, They didn't really do much. I mean, they did something with Bucky, but not what I expected. Um, it's kind of what I expected because him also too. He went through a lot, and he has to deal with his past and everything he's passed, and he pretty much is the guy that gives them the pep talk, and tell them that everything is that he knows what they're going through. But other than that, what they did with him, I feel like it was very out of character. I feel like it was very out of character for him. I'm talking about the ending in general. We're gonna get to the ending right now. The ending. I was shocked, and I didn't know what to expect, but they knocked it out the park, because this is basically somebody dealing with depression and different things, and they dealt with that very well. And I loved the climax. I loved that climax altogether. And the people in New York, I gotta say, I feel bad for them because they go through a lot, especially in this film. Now we're gonna get to the true ending, man. Well, before we do that, forgot what the lady's name is. Valentina, I think. She's pretty good. To be real, people compare this to Suicide Squad. This team is, just the way they handled Valentina. Valentina is basically Waller, honestly. Which I'm having a problem with. She did her job, and there's not really much I could say about her. She was a good little villain, I guess. But where they're going with the story now, I'm very, very intrigued. I wasn't expecting what they came up with in the finale, the last scene. And they explained what the asterisk, I think is what it's called, what that means. And they explained it, and I was very shocked. But I don't know how to feel about that. I really don't know how to feel about that. You're gonna know what I'm talking about at the end, but I really don't know. I don't like that at all. That's probably the only thing I really don't like. And another thing too, I don't like where they got the Thunderbolts name from. I didn't like that at all. But the post-credit scenes. The first one doesn't really matter. The second one is very, 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 very important. And I didn't know what to expect. I heard it was a very, very important post-credit scene, and it was one of the longest. It's probably the longest post-credit scene we've gotten in an MCU film, and the very good reason, because they show a lot. And what they showed, it has me intrigued for what's next to come. And they did the job that's what post-credit scenes are there to do. I feel like with the post-credit scenes that they've been doing, really doesn't really matter, really doesn't lead to much. But this right here, this has me intrigued for the next chapter, the lead up to Avengers Doomsday, and what we're gonna be getting is gonna be crazy. I'll say that for sure. But that's all I gotta say about this. All in all, this film has a lot of heart. This film was really good. Like I said, one of the best MCU films since Endgame. they're right. Been seeing that around. And is Marvel back? I feel like Marvel might be back, honestly, because I feel like I like Captain America 4. I feel like Captain America 4 was the start of this new phase, because that was the start of phase 6, I believe. Captain America 4 was the start of the story. All the other stuff that we've gotten didn't really add to the story that we're building with the multiverse saga. With Captain America 4, it did more world building, honestly. With Thunderbolts, it continued to build off of that, and it continues to build around this world, and progress the story, progress what we're leading to with Avengers Doomsday. And that post-credit scene alone, that changes everything. And it progresses. It progresses what felt like a very sloppy story, a very sloppy saga. And I feel like we're back on track. So is Marvel back? I'll say yeah, it's definitely back. And for what's coming next, I'm very excited. More excited than I thought I was. Than I was before, for sure. But that's all I gotta say. Let me know what you guys think about this down in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe.